what are you doing here? Like, why are you here?
Why are you here? Like, what? What is the goal?
What is the point?
There's no answer.
There's no answer. And I think that's what we're meant to believe.
Doing Play-Doh with a kid is real stressful because you're just like, oh my gosh, can you not fuck this up? But also have fun and explore.
Yeah. But maybe if you just like put them together.
Cool.
Proximity.
Yeah. I think it's nice to talk about our ancestors a little bit in Scorpio season.
I mean, honestly,
what feels like the past.
Literally, I'm teaching about ancestors this week because we're recording this the week of Halloween. So it's like Samhain, it's Dia de los Muertos. Like it's just, this is my favorite time of the year, really, because it's like the veil is thinnest.
The veil is thin.
And I'm just talking about like ancestors and that connection. And I just feel like it's just so potent.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so beautiful to have any sort of ritual around actually like thinking about or honoring our dead or our ancestors. Mm-hmm. It gives me chills in like this, in this good way. It's like creating some space for it because we don't, in our culture, like American culture, we don't talk about death a lot.
No, actually we don't.
Yeah.
So we do this so naturally in a way that gives you chills, but does really kind of give me chills because what we'll be talking about later on, what we'll be teaching is so much connected to like where we come from and our roots and our ancestors in a way.
Yeah.
I just am like, how do we get here?
Just naturally, we just did it. Oh, the phone is ringing.
Okay, great. Wow, let me get it.
Woo.
Hello? Oh, okay, it's the universe.
What's up?
Okay. Oh, Nat, the universe called.
What did they say?
Step by step, day by day, fresh start over, a different hand to play.
Oh, a different hand to play.
Not Natalie, not knowing the words.
I never knew the words.
I know, I didn't either. Guess what? I just read them off my computer.
You can't. We were here to be honest.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you think the universe said that?
Well, Natalie, first of all, it's a fresh start over, a different hand to play for us here, season 2, episode 1.
Yes.
But it is a full moon in Taurus.
Mm.
And when I think about Taurus, I think about routine. I think about grounding ourselves in some sort of schedule, ritual that helps us maintain some stability. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
What's happening in the sky? Set the stage for us.
Yeah. So just so everybody knows, we always start out by kind of looking at what the astrology is of the moment.
Oh, because there might be new people.
Yeah, there might be new people. We really hope there are.
Oh, wow.
So you can always expect like a little astrology drop in, and then we get into the yoga dharma talk, which is like looking at what's going on and then using yoga as a way to sort of not like manage the moment, but like use some teachings to help us move through whatever the sky is going through. And so right now it's a full moon today in Taurus, and the sun is in Scorpio.
Yes.
And so Scorpio, what is Scorpio? It's a water sign.
Fixed water.
It's very fixed, meaning fixed signs are set. They don't move. They don't like to change. They kind of are what they are. Scorpio represents transformation. And, many parts of the country experience a seasonal shift right now. Since we're moving from fall into winter, things are like quite literally dying out. I also think about Chinese medicine right now. The fall time is the metal element, and that is related exactly to release and letting go. It's related to grief. And that's ruled by the large intestine and the long meridian. So just thinking about that. And this sign is a sign that is like a sign of secrets underneath the surface. So things that we might not see, especially if we're talking about the veil being thin or our ancestors. I think a lot about the past and like digging things up from the ground.
Yeah. The unknown. And I would say Scorpio is unafraid of engaging with the more taboo subjects. So
Like sex and death.
like sex and death.
Like, or even like the painful things emotionally sometimes.
Yep.
Like,
Gimme more of that.
yeah, like, so side note, everybody, I do have a Scorpio moon and court Scorpio rising.
Yes,
So Scorpio is a little thick in this room.
Oh yeah.
And I do think that gives us the ability to kind of be down to clown.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You know, like if someone's like, I'm going through it, I'm like, tell me more.
Tell me all about
I'm like,
it.
I can handle it. I really do. Like, I kind of, not like I'm like, you know, like I'm
No,
not
please
getting
don't
off
trauma
on
dump.
it.
Please don't trauma dump on us. However,
However, if you're like going through something, like I'm not afraid to be there.
So not afraid. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is quite powerful,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I think it serves us in the work that we do as well.
Totally. Because in order for you to hold space for people, I think it's helpful if you are quite literally able to hold space for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So some other things that are happening right now. You want to talk about Mercury and Mars?
Yeah. So Mercury and Mars are both in the sign of Sagittarius, which Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's mutable. So lots of movement. It's the sign that kind of transitions us to the next season, if you will. But Sagittarius is a sign of truth seeking. Yeah. So Mercury is the planet of communication, information, technology, travel. And Mars is the planet of action, war, the way that we assert ourselves. So these two planets are in Sagittarius, and they are paired with Venus, which is the planet of creativity, of love, of companionship, of beauty, of money. This planet is in Libra, which Libra is the sign of justice and fairness, right? Libra is an air sign. It is a cardinal air sign, and cardinal is typical, right?
Yeah.
So these three planets being in these two signs really is what it's giving is liberation.
It's giving liberation.
What it's giving is liberation.
Hashtag liberation.
Right.
Yeah.
So right now the sky is it's like peak liberation, like peak liberation.
I sort of am picturing in my mind like a baby chick trying to hatch and like busting out of its shell. It's like, I'm coming out.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Combining all those things.
Right. Venus does move into Scorpio actually tomorrow.
Okay.
So it's going to get a little bit
Interesting.
It's going to get a little bit emo in a moment. Like it's going to go a little deep, a little emo in a moment. Now, here's the thing. Mercury actually retrogrades in a few days.
Yes. And I'm sure people, even if you're not even new to astrology, you've heard of Mercury retrograde. This happens a few times a year.
Yeah, it stations retrograde.
Yeah.
And it will stay in Sagittarius for, I think, a couple weeks. It will transition, or it will enter Scorpio on the 19th or something like that. So Mars yesterday just entered Sagittarius, and when it entered Sagittarius, it opposed Uranus. Uranus is the planet of disruption. So Mars, the planet, again, we know that's the planet of action, of war, of asserting oneself, just opposed the planet of disruption on voting day, too.
First of all, I really hope everybody voted.
I hope so, too.
At least like LA and New York had 2 big elections.
2 big ones.
So fingers crossed that things are moving towards some liberation, because we, the people, need to come together and get ourselves right.
Please.
Please tell me that you voted. Especially those young ones. Those Gen Zs. You little babies. You better get your ass out into a voting booth, or you can do it. You could do it by mail. It's so easy.
So easy.
Okay,
so
sorry.
Easy.
Go on.
No, that's my
vote plug.
I mean, this is great. I mean, it's a day late. The day it's already passed, but hopefully you did. Hopefully you did.
Especially because of this retrograde,
and especially because the astrology, right, with Mars opposing Uranus, it's like a sudden breakthrough or an attention grabbing event. So hopefully something really big and awesome happened yesterday.
I know. And today on a full moon, just as a reminder, full moons are a time of release, of receiving, of letting go. So I'm really hoping that we're all celebrating today. I don't know if we'll have all the results yet, but just thinking about that.
Yeah. So again, all of these things is really what the big message is: liberation. There's a lot of movement for it. So oftentimes we have to go through discomfort, or things almost have to fall apart to fall into place, right? So we're talking about liberation as we are experiencing what looks like chaos almost in the sky, but that chaos has a purpose. Right? We know that there is something bigger that awaits us. And this full moon in Taurus, I do believe, is here to illuminate how we will endure as we go through this deep transformation.
Cool. It's almost like, have you ever had to clean out like your spice drawer or something, or like your pantry or your fridge, and you have to pull everything out in order to clean it? And it looks like if somebody walked in, they'd be like, this is a mess. Like, what are you doing? But like the Taurus knows that you gotta like hold steady and like focus on the task, and it's going to actually get done.
Step by step, day by day.
Wait, what is it? A different kind of...
Oh.
Because all I can think about is just like the song. By the way, this is a theme song for Step by Step.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the song.
What was the show? What was the premise of the show? It was
like a family, right?
Yeah, but was it like not a broken family? That's so fucked up. Was it like a broken family?
It was a different kind of family. No, I do think it was like a step family.
Yeah, it was like
situation.
Right. It was like like a Brady Bunch, but like more modern.
Yeah, it was
right?
like the Brady Bunch of the 80s, maybe
90s.
Somebody get on here and tell us.
Was it 90s or was it 80s? Because I think it had to be 90s.
It had to be 90s because
it was like
I was a kid
on
in the
TGIF,
90s.
I think.
Yeah. Anyway,
okay.
So that's what brings us into.
Right. So the full moon. So here's what I think of the moon. I think of the moon as the moon symbolizes the body, right? It's something that is always changing. And if we are thinking of the moon as a way to stay connected to the body, and Taurus as being kind of this what is coloring how we connect to the body right now. We are being invited to really amplify our grounding practices.
Yes.
As things feel a little stretched. Which brings us to our teaching for today.
Yeah. So our first chakra is Muladhara. It's our root chakra. It's our most basic needs being met. And it rules over feeling rooted to the earth. It gives us a sense of belonging, our right to be here on this planet. And what else would you say about the first chakra?
I would say it connects us to our ancestry, or it connects us to what has come before us, those that have come before us that
Set the foundation.
that really set the foundation.
Because it is our foundation.
It is, absolutely.
And, I think we've mentioned ancestors before and foundation before. It's like, think about all the reasons that you are here, right? There's so many stories. There's so much history that set you up to be here, which is part of your right to be here.
But also, it's when you talk about basic needs, right? It is connected to like food, money, right? So shelter. It's the basic needs, like things that we need to survive.
Which, by the way, I can't help but think about, I don't know if we're still in a government shutdown, but just like the fact that so much of our basic needs and rights have been like pulled away, and we don't want to go off too hard on it, but it's like we have to mention that that's also being threatened right now. And it kind of rules over our sense of security, our sense of feeling safe, our sense of feeling stable, right? So if like I always think about an infant or a child. It's like, what does a child need the most? It needs those things. It needs to feel safe and stable and grounded. And we think about the first chakra related to the Taurus moon because Taurus is an earth sign and the first chakra is an earth element. So there's different elements as well in yoga. And the location of it is kind of like at the base of the spine. It's like at your tail, which makes me, again, feel so primal to be like our tail.
Yeah.
It's like all these animals got tails.
Yeah. It also governs though the legs, the feet. So it governs like the lower part of the body. So how we so many of us, right? Because it would be very ableist of me to say like how we get around, because not all of us get around in that same way.
Good point.
But, it is the lower part of the body. So I'll say that whether you get around that way or not, it governs that part that really is what connects us to the earth.
Yeah. And just to even piggyback off of that, the lower part, there's different energy flows in the body as well, called the vayus, and the aponic energy is the downward flow of energy, which is like, that also makes me think about root chakra too, which is like this flow downward to the legs or to whatever lower half you have. Why should we kind of use the first chakra practice as, I guess you were saying, because we're in this turbulent time, we need something to kind of ground us and settle us, to kind of move through. What would be some ways that we could, let's say outside of a yoga practice, I'm not in a room like practicing asana, what would be a way that I would be kind of connecting to my first chakra?
Yeah. Well, I mean, something that I was thinking about, and again, talking about this, I think, necessity to grapple with I will just say grapple with our past. We can speak about this broadly. I think this is part of, and then this is me, putting my opinion out here.
Put it out.
But I think
this
this
is a podcast.
I think this is part of the problem with our country.
Yeah.
But I think we can also apply this to our own personal practice. But I think the what can keep us from evolving or can kind of be in the way is running from what is behind us, right? That's the Scorpio, that Scorpio energy that invites us to like look at what is underneath. And when we are able to really sit with that which we have buried almost, right? And when I think of like first chakra energy, it is digging deep, right?
Yeah.
It's getting underneath the ground. And so that first chakra energy also marries beautifully with Scorpio, right?
Yeah.
It's that, I mean, Taurus and Scorpio are
Polars,
opposites. They're,
yeah.
right? And so when they come together, there's something really powerful that can happen there, right? You have that like earth, that deep earth energy of the Taurus, but also that willingness to go deeper with the Scorpio. Deep diving, right?
Spelunking.
And so when we're willing to really engage with the stuff from the past that maybe is ugly,
Yeah.
that's uncomfortable, that's when the real transformation can occur, can happen.
Yeah.
When we are unable to do that, it's surface. Because it's always going to come back up.
Yeah, it's not like getting quite literally to the root of the issue, perhaps. And look, we're not here to say like everything has to be about fixing yourself either.
Sure, are we not saying that? I mean,
I like to always, I don't know, this is my opinion. I feel like sometimes I sound like a crazy person because I'll be like, yoga's not here to fix you. This is a practice to help bring some awareness into your life. Like, it's like, okay, are we fixing or are we not? But I think
fixing might not be the appropriate word.
I like awareness.
Yes.
Because it's like, I think it's like bringing it into awareness though actually can sort of help us with some of the things that are off. You know what I mean? Like, because if we don't know what the issues are, then we can't fix them.
Yeah.
So it's like looking at things.
Yeah.
And, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, I'm thinking about this in terms of an asana class or like a yoga meditation practice, perhaps. But sometimes you're taking a class or you're meditating and it's tough. It's agitating. It's frustrating you, or your body is different than it was a year ago, or maybe you're going through something really difficult emotionally, and for some reason moving your body is really bringing it up for you. And I think like the first chakra stuff and Taurus, all these earth things are our ability to stay the course and sort of stay with ourselves so that we can move through the turbulent times, and we can kind of lean on some of our ground practices. Like you're saying, let's look at the shit. I agree. I'm also saying maybe it's doing less in your day. I'm not filling up your day. Maybe it's taking time to move a little slower when you're cooking, or not scrolling on your phone, or making sure you have that thing in your routine, like going to a class that really grounds you, or taking time to get a massage if that's in your means, like just kind of like, I think about it as going back to the basics.
I think I agree with that because quite frankly, I think what many of us do is that we fill and I say this because I do it myself.
Same.
Is I fill my time up with things that will allow me to distract myself from the stuff that actually I know will require me to be still with myself. Or whether it is taking a yoga class and going, oh, my body does feel different than a year ago. And when I'm talking about looking at the past, it's engaging with who I was and who I am now, and reconciling that and going, oh, well, I'm just going to ignore that and then just keep pushing forward. I have to sit with that and go, oh, that's who I was. And who I was, my body might have been different then, but it might have been different then because I was taking classes way more because I was trying to escape, or because I had a very negative relationship with my body, or because and maybe it wasn't also.
Oh,
but
maybe
I have to
you
ask,
didn't have a
I
kid
have to
then.
ask these questions,
Yeah.
Be curious. And
Yeah.
I think what we're both saying is, this is a time to be a little stiller, and everything is encouraging us and inviting us to do that. It's darker in the sky, right? It's quieter. right? We're talking about the veil being thinnest, right? Like everything is inviting us to just be more still and ground while, transformation is ripe for happening.
It's like hunker down.
Yeah.
Get in the bunker. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's like I myself, like, not to go too deep into it, but I went through like a big health thing in the last month where I had to pare down so much of what I've been doing in my day to day and be like, I'm going to do less. I'm going to go to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm going to focus on just like one thing at a time. And I think gradually when you give yourself, I was kind of telling John, I was like, I feel like I'm treating myself like a little baby toddler. And it's like kind of like treating yourself sometimes like that, where you're like, how would I treat like a precious child in this moment? What would I do for a precious child? And I think about like how I've cared for children or my friends have. And it's like making sure there's bath time and then there's story time and they're blow drying their hair and they're tucking them in. And it's like all those little like basic things that give us comfort, stability, and security really add up to creating a safe haven, not just for your physical body, but your emotional, mental space.
Because honestly, the world, I was speaking for myself, the world feels very unsafe right now. So I think it's imperative for us to do everything that we can to, to create safety for ourselves. Like you were saying, to create routine, to try to create security.
She just jumped on the wall.
Okay, you have the zoomies, Fickler? Wow.
Wow. She's on a diet, so she's got a little more energy.
And that's really what First Chakra is about, It's saying, okay, I'm gonna do what I need to do to create a safety for myself. Because what happens is then the second one is now there's this flow, and we can't get there if we feel unsafe. We can't expect us to change and transform and grow if we don't feel safe, right?
Totally.
From a place of, So,
and this chakra system is a very ancient system, right? It's been around for a long time. Yogis were like, they knew what was going on. And now we have actually all this data and science also behind some of this. So in the aspect of like the scientific part of our brains, we have different brain systems. We have our most primal brain, which is like, that is like our reptile brain. That is our brain that like, it's the basic needs brain. And it's also looking for danger and safety, right? It's like, that's its main focus because it's keeping you alive. It has a purpose, right? We all have parts of our brain that have a purpose. Our second part is our mammal brain, which is like ability to connect, to love, to have all that good feeling stuff. And then the third part is the neocortex. That's the human brain, which is like the logic, the thinking, the able to make clear choices and all those things. Now with the brain, it has its own hierarchy. If the first part of your brain is not settled, if you don't feel safe or it's on alert, it won't give you access to the other parts of your brain. So it's like, if you think about if you're in a fight with somebody or your partner or something, it's like really hard for you to think clearly or respond the way that you maybe would like to. It's because you don't have access to the part of your brain that actually can go, let me take this information in, right? And more than ever, if we're in a space in society right now where it does feel unsafe because of everything that's going on, more than ever, it's important that we do something to help us regulate so that we can make clear choices as we move forward. So I just wanted to leave us with that. And if you want more on some of that, one of my favorite books, just that's very like, I feel like it's very accessible to read on neuroscience is Buddha's Brain. And I don't get paid for this, but it's Rick Hansen. I am such a Rick Hansen fan. Shout out to my guy Rick, because I love his meditation. So it's just like a really practical guide. So I really like this book, Buddha's Brain. So just to kind of wrap up everything that we're saying, not only does grounding yourself help you with this moment, but I also think that when you're around somebody else who is grounded, it can actually have like a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've ever been around like where you, like I've walked into like a massage and I've been like, hi, I'm so happy to be here. Like, where do I put my purse? And then the person's just like, you can set your things down over there. And I'm just like, oh,
Right.
okay. Like, and their grounded presence helps me also ground.
Totally.
And it's like, it's also a scientific thing. Like, if somebody's nervous system is regulated and you're with them, it makes you feel regulated.
Yep.
And so we do have a little quote.
We have a quote.
We got a quote. I don't know why I have to say it that way. Thich Nhat Hanh is a Buddhist monk, or was the late Thich Nhat Hanh, and I really love a lot of his teachings. So I like to share some of the quotes. And actually, I was working with this for Libra season in my classes.
Oh, I love this.
Because Libra season is all about relationships. I know we're in Scorpio season now, but I was thinking about how can we kind of be there for each other, and that is going to be, I think, community care is going to be like the thing that we are going to lean into more and more. At least I hope in the difficult times. And Thich Nhat Hanh talks a lot about he went through a lot of war, and he was around a lot of people, refugees, and really difficult times, really heightened times. And he writes a lot about it, speaks a lot about it, so you can read some of his teachings online. But he talks about this idea, if like all these people that are on a boat and things are like really intense and uncertain, and how if one person is calm, then everybody else is calm. And so like he talks about being like a steady kind of having a steady presence a lot, which is not to say like you need to like fake being okay if you're not okay.
Totally.
But also like we have choices in how we can approach things. Like we can take in all of what we're experiencing and then also be like, I am choosing in this moment to feel steady. And he has a quote that it is a word of compassion or words of compassion that you can use to let somebody know that you're there for them, which is, darling, I am here for you. Yeah. Do you want to say it?
Darling, I am here for you.
Darling, I am here for you. Which is really nice.
Yeah.
To know that you're not alone while you're going through the watery times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost feel like it could be useful to say this for yourself as well.
Yes. I love that.
Like I'm just like imagining myself like in the shower or like in the car, like whenever feel like I'm needing some reassurance, to just take a moment. Darling, I am here for you. Wherever you are, if you have the ability to, unless you're driving, please don't, but close your eyes, and perhaps you can place feet on the earth. Again, if you have the ability to, but if not, also okay. And then I'm going to actually place my palms on my thighs down. So for more grounding, breathing. The color for Muladhara is red. And I often think of like red clay, like the center of the earth. And so perhaps you start to visualize that color right at the base of your spine. As you breathe, allowing And that color to expand. Moving down the legs if that feels appropriate. So your lower half is lit up with the color red. And with that color, feel a heaviness. Like an anchor. A feeling of stability. Darling, I am here for you. Perhaps you repeat that phrase a few times. You can do it internally or say it aloud. If you're still repeating the phrase, take one last round and then drop it. Inhale through your nose. Release. Drawing that color all the way back to the tailbone until it disappears. Maintaining that sense of groundedness. Bring your hands together at your heart. Allow your eyes to flicker open.
That was so nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
I really felt the clay.
The clay.
I loved the clay. It's beautiful. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Please make sure that you subscribe. Follow us on Substack, because who knows what's going to happen to Instagram.
Who knows?
So follow us on Substack, because it's also really cute. And send this to somebody that you like or don't like. And we'll catch you on the next moon.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Universe Called podcast with Natalie Burtney and Courtney Sauls. Filming and editing by John Meyer. Theme music by Chit Cray, Studio Inertia. Special thanks to Donna and Robbie Falks.